Hey guys, thanks for tuning in with us here at Faith Farm today. We're going to be sharing with you today our version of planting green beans. So stay tuned, we'll be right back. So we're going to go in, we're hooked to the disc right now. We're going to go in and break this ground up preliminarily and get things moving. Then, because it hadn't been broken up since last year, so we break the ground up, and then we'll come back in and follow this with our tiller. And so now we go in and hook up to the tiller, and this is a 5-foot Mahindra tiller, and that really does a great job of breaking that ground up and loosening that soil, gets all the clods out of it, and gets it ready to receive the seed. I'll show you a little later in this how I kind of lay my rows out with that also. And I go back and forth through the soil several times with the tiller in different directions, and it really levels the soil out and gets it ready to put the seed in there. So I break this ground up from year to year, so the dirt's not really hard, but you can see I come back and forth from different directions. It doesn't take very long. I mean, if I was doing acres and acres, it would be probably a different story, but it's really mulches that dirt up really good, loosens it up so it's not compacted, and gets all the clods out of it also, so it's really ready to receive that seed when it comes in there. Speed things up a little bit here so we don't just drag this out, but now I'm going through and laying out my rows in this, and just making sure that all of this is kind of leveled out the way I want it to be. Okay guys, hey, I got that disked up and then tilled up, and I want to show you kind of what I do with my tiller to make my rows. Do it whatever works for you, but this is what works for me. And so this is a 5-foot Mahindra tiller that I got with my tractor whenever I got it. And I'm going to show you one of the things that I use about this, one of the significant tools. You see this foot right here? This foot right here, the way that rides in the dirt, I'll show you what that does. So as you go through, it leaves these tracks. See this track right here? Okay, I end up planting my seed in that. I skip over, the other one runs just on the inside of this tire track right here, all the way down. There's another one. Another one. Another one. Another one. And I won't use this space right here. So that keeps the grass back away from my green. I'm gonna plant green beans here. So we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows of green beans. You know, I'll have a wide space right here. This last one, that's about 5 foot through there. Actually, it is 5 foot because this is the inside track on that. So I could plant something else in there, but you know what? 5 rows of green beans. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 6 rows. 6 rows of green beans. That's going to be plenty. That'll make so many. I've decided to create a new garden spot this year for my other. The reason I'm making a new garden spot, and you've seen some of that, is because this spot right here, while the dirt's pretty good, it's not that far down to the red clay. And when it starts getting like the June, July, you can forget it. This is so dry that whatever you got in there is fixing to dry up, unless you want to get water to it every single day. So this is pretty sandy here. It grows vegetables fine, but it just dries up. When it gets hot summer, that clay just sucks the life out of that soil. So we're creating another spot down there. Green beans is an early crop. I can get that in and get that done, and still got to get a good crop of green beans. Everything is so green here. Well, you can see the trees in behind me. all around. Everything is so green that it almost feels like I'm getting this in too late. But I have to remember it's March. So I'm not late in getting this in. It just feels late because we're having an early spring come on. So anyway, we'll have another cool snap this Friday or Saturday, I believe it is. And it's gonna get down about 37. It won't freeze. We'll be all right. These won't be up yet and everything will be okay. So, hey, hang with us as we do some more gardening here in East Texas. God bless you. And right here on Faith Farm, still keeping the faith. Okay, guys, so I've got my green beans here. These are the Blue Lake green beans. I like them pretty good. And we'll get out here and plant a few of these. And I don't know how exciting it'll be, but you get to watch me plant. So these beans will produce about 30 to 75 pounds of beans per 100-foot row. Hey guys, I got these green beans dropped in the ground, and I placed these about anywhere from 6 inches to a foot. I say that because it's going to vary how they drop, and these are a bush type bean, so you don't want them too close. Anyway, let me give you a better look at what it looks like in the row so you'll maybe understand a little better what I'm actually doing. So here's a little better look at what the beans look like laying in the row itself. Like I said, about every 6 inches, 10 inches, a foot, anywhere like that. Here's another thing I want to tell you also, another pointer if you're not used to gardening. Trust your seed. Get your seed from a good place. Trust your seed, so don't overseed thinking, well, what if they don't come up? Because if they do, they're going to be so thick, you're either going to have to go in there and thin them out, or they're going to kind of choke each other back and stifle the growth. So trust your seed. Feed stores are normally a good source. They get good fresh seed. And so anyway, that's just my opinion on that. You know, if you can get a heritage seed and you can save it from year to year, that's awesome. And anyway, we try to do that on our tomatoes and okra and some of those types of things. But anyway, so I'm just taking a hoe in this soft dirt and covering these about 1.5 inches to 2 inches in the soil, making sure they're all covered up good in there and give them the best chance to sprout. So we're going to ask you to like and subscribe to this video, and we're still keeping the faith.